Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on which part of the world you're in. But in this video, I wanted to just start by saying I honor you, I see you, I recognize that you are where you need to be on your journey. And I wanted to say that before I dive into today's topic, which is 3 mistakes to avoid while you're healing your grief. This is such an important thing to realize. So, what are these 3 mistakes, and how do I know these are 3 mistakes to avoid? These mistakes are ones I come across time and time again when I'm working with my clients. They are mistakes that people in my workshops, people who send me questions and do sessions with me, oftentimes ask. And that's how I've compiled a list of these 3 questions. So, question number 1 is don't become attached to a timeline. Grief isn't going to be over by next Thursday. So, if you become too attached to a timeline or you begin to compare your grief with somebody else's, like somebody else who's doing such a good job of being better at it or being healed by now, and I have been doing this for 8 months and I still haven't managed to stop crying every single day. So this idea of constantly comparing your grief with somebody else's just doesn't do very much for yourself. Wanting grief to be over by next week is like wanting to run a 5K 2 weeks after heart surgery. It's not going to happen. So you may as well accept that your broken heart is going to take some time to heal, and be patient and practice some self-compassion. The loss you've experienced is so different from what someone else has experienced. The nature of the loss is different. In some cases, it's the loss of a loved one who died. In some other cases, it is a relationship that has come to its natural conclusion. In some other cases, it's betrayal. A good friend or a business partner betrayed your trust in them. Some people are mourning the loss of a childhood they never had. Some women are mourning the empty nest they find themselves in. So how you grieve and how long you grieve depend on so many factors: the circumstances of the loss, the nature of the loss, your relationship to the person who either left you, abandoned you, or died, your faith background, your belief system, the things you were raised with. So many factors go into determining this. So rule number 1, try not to attach to a timeline, because everyone's grief is different and everyone is going to grieve differently and come to a resolution of that loss differently. The second mistake I see so many people make is that they expect others to help them heal. And I don't mean therapists and coaches. Therapists and coaches are a necessary part of your grief healing team. I mean friends and family members. Most people report this experience that family members and friends are simply not able to be with them at this difficult time. In some cases, I have seen family members and friends rally around the griever and really hold space for them wonderfully well. But these are rare instances. In most cases, the reality is that our friends don't know what to say, our family members are trying to rush us through the grief experience, and we don't feel entirely supported. This is the time to take back your power, to take back your sense of control and say, this is my journey. It's going to take as long as it needs to take, and I'm okay with your not being able to be with me. So take back your power. Don't give it away to them, expecting them to know what to say and what to do. There are some who are able to be with you in your grief experience. Most people are not. So bless them, send them on their way. If you find these people are able to be with you, it's a bonus. But the task of healing your broken heart is yours alone. Mistake number 3, don't identify with the story of loss. Because I work in senior living, I facilitate groups in a retirement community. I see how seniors in their 80s are even today defined by their pain, their story of loss. So how we hold the story of what happened to us is so very important in the way we heal our broken heart. Don't let pain become your self-definition. Don't become the story of loss, become the only story you have about you. You had a life before the loss, and even though you find that it's so hard to imagine today, you will have a life after the loss. Just trust that time is doing its work, and the healing that you are investing in, whether it's a coach, whether it's meditation, whether it's spiritual mentoring, is working to help you. You just have to be patient. I go back to mistake number 1. Don't become attached to a timeline, and just know that this is one chapter in your life. It's a very crucial chapter in your life, but it's certainly not the only chapter. So don't define your entire life by the pain that you're currently going through because you happen to be in the season of grief. So these are the 3 mistakes that I see people make, and I want to caution you about. Grief knows how to help you, but you have to let it. Grief knows its way, but you just have to allow yourself to let grief lead you. And when that happens, you will find yourself walking homeward to your truth, to your soul, to your next best self. I hope this video was useful. I really want you to share it. I hope you will forward it to people you think will find it useful. And if you'd like a free checklist of 10 gentle ways in which you can deal with brain fog, head over to umagirish.com, or simply look for the click here sign on the image banner on my Facebook page. So just look for the place that has my image banner, and you will see the words click here. If you click them, you will be able to get my free checklist on 10 gentle ways to deal with brain fog when you're grieving. Thank you so much for watching. I send you so much love, and I'll be back next week with a brand new topic.